Puebla-ALberta Community Service Exchange is an international intercultural exchange program between Augustana Campus of the University of Alberta and Universidad de las Americas in Puebla, Mexico. PACSE has many parts. PACSE helps you learn about place, about other ways to think, about communication, about culture, about how to integrate into community. This is a timeline of all of our experiences in Mexico and Canada during PACSE. They range greatly from the times when we cried to the times that we laughed. Shows all the emotions and the feelings that we were feeling during some of the major events, during weddings, during sickness, times we had to go to the hospital, times that we went and made presentations, times that we had to say goodbye to people that we really fell in love with. So this is our timeline, and this is where we're going from here. The first story I'm going to tell is our entrance into the community of Santa Lucia. We get to the community and we have to do a skit in front of all these people in Spanish, which only 2 or 3 people have had any encounter with, and we build in Inukshuk. During the skit we also go on a canoe ride to try to show some of the sights and sounds of Canada, and after that we end up meeting our host families for the first time. We did a lot of fun things in Mexico. For example, this one day we grabbed all the catechism kids and we ended up taking them all and playing ultimate frisbee with them. We taught them how to throw the disc, and then afterwards we had this massive game with like 50 people in this confined churchyard, which was soaking wet in some places, and we just had a blast. We threw the frisbee around and eventually my team won. The last day in Mexico was kind of like the first day in the community. It was very hard for different reasons, but we had to say goodbye to people that we fell in love with. It ended up being a transition from Mexico to Canada, from knowledge we acquired there to the use of it in our own daily lives, and in hindsight, it's a phase that has really changed what many of us know. So when we were in Canada, we started putting some of our skills to use. For leadership, for example, we would host these reflective educational days, and the one in Thorsby and Pigeon Lake by Odessa and Liz, they took us to this place called Shadowville, and there we walked around this community which a man created that could have been a shadow of what was, and learned a lot as well as had some fun.
Next color, please, everybody.
I have the next. Yeah.
We also went to the recreation complex in Thorsby, which was one of the largest employers in the town and one of the sole entertainment venues. And it was really interesting to see how it fit in the community and how it would attract people into the community. As well, at the end, we ended up going bowling. So it's overall a good time. That was beautiful, Odessa. On some of the other Reds in Canada, some of the things that we did were go to farms to see how they fit into the rural way of life. We found out some of the behind-the-scenes activities at the Rosebud Theatre. We ended up going to a dog food processing plant in Toefield. And we also went and did a tour of a coal mine. PACSE was a lot of firsts for people. For Liz, it was the first time she ever went skating. For Devin, it was probably the first time we saw bulls tossing around round bales like nothing. For others, it was making videos or documentaries or interviewing that we all did towards our research projects. For me, it was the first time that I had ever seen someone living in a yurt. There were so many experiences during PACSE that I haven't even been able to share 1/100th of what I've remembered. But at the end of the day, I must say that the vast majority of the experiences were positive, despite being woken up in the middle of the night by funeral fireworks or by experiencing culture shock. But what I hope is that many people will be able to go on this trip and experience something similar to what I have.
Get out of here.